every other story that was said about me. You call me for an interview. Nimeingia hapa na bodyguard.
No.
Alafu. So what does that say about every other story that was said about me?
So you made this whole story of defilement.
These are all lies that people peddle. Even the other day, wasn't he saying that I was a pastor and I was a gym instructor? I have never been any of those.
You've never been a pastor?
I've never been a pastor. I've never been a gym instructor. But there's one day, the pastor who I was my buddy, alikuwa amelewa kiasi. So angeweza kufanya funeral fulani.
Wait, Kibe, you've never been a pastor.
Sikia story. So huyu pastor alikuwa ni best yangu. Ameenda kalewa. Haizi fanya funeral. Funeral ni akatoi kama dead. So wakanipigia simu kaniambia, "Oh, we can't find the pastor and we need to do the funeral." Nikavaa kasuti. Nikaenda, you should have seen me at that Langata cemetery. Oh, niliomba hapo nikapatia mpaka sermon. Oh, heavenly Father. Acheza nini? Hata sasa ukitaka I can preach. So I studied the Bible.
Okay.
I did a lot of Bible study. But my closest friend at the time was the pastor. And in fact, he was the one who was blocking me from becoming a pastor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you could see the future.
So you've never been a pastor?
I've never been a pastor.
And where did these
That's the thing.
I've always believed you.
Nobody knows shit. Nobody has ever sat down with me like this to have a conversation. Yeah. So people are going to say anything. Until now, there is clarity. So all these stories, where are they? Where are they? Where are these stories? Where is all the drama? The KRT, the donkey tulikutana, tukasalimiana very cordially hivi.
No drama.
Yeah. So your drama alikuwa anasema, "Hey, Kibe mimi naweza mpiga iko wapi?" It's makelele tu. So what nataka sasa mimi niko na respond makelele. Yeah. Okay. So what happened is, I'll tell you honestly, at the time when I was going to the States, I was very broke. Right? I was extremely broke. So I was looking for something. I was like, I need ideas. So at the time I was running Rogue Radio.
Yes.
So I was like, I need ideas. And I talked to a friend of mine in the States. At the time he was going through his own problems. So he told me, "Kibe, please come. So you gonna visa?" I told him, visa ndio iko hapa. Yeah, please come, send me my money for a ticket. I booked the ticket and I left. Yeah, so even when I was leaving, I did not tell anyone that I'm leaving. See, unatoka tu unaenda and say, the story lives here. It lives where? Stories. Where does it live? Who is that person? Who is this person? Where is the backstory, Eve? You're a journalist. What's all this speculation? Go back and find out what's happening here. Who's giving the story? Where did they get the story from? Hizo picha mnaonyeshwa ni za nani? Yeah, so do your due diligence. Yes, because if you had, then you would have found out new information, just like you're finding out right now. Yeah. So what is that story?
And how did those photos get online?
I don't know. How did those photos get online? Yeah, how?
I don't know.
But let me tell you, I have no problem with people seeing my dick.
Really?
I have no problem. Mi hata kuna time tulikuwa na best yangu na staff sema ni nani. Mi hata kudinyana pale naweza dinyana. I have no problem with that. Yeah, but uongo ni ya nini? Put whatever it is that you have as evidence. Put it out here. Sika picha kamoja kadogo. Sasa utaka tuishi hapo. Unajua ni mademo ngapi nimedinya hii country? Eve.
Sijui.
So, where are those stories? Yeah. You can't have one story and say this is who this person is. Yeah. Okay. Do your background check and do some due diligence.
Okay, going back to this pastor, you being a pastor and everything.
Me not being a pastor.
Now people should know Kibe has never been a pastor. I've always thought you were a pastor. What is your belief on religion? You've said you studied Bible study and everything. What do you think about religion? What is your take on religion?
I think there's a value. Religion has a place in our society. Yeah. And I used to think, I was very annoyed at religion at the beginning because I saw the lies. But then I looked back and I said, everybody gets something from somewhere. Hata ukiona mtu akiingia Sabina Joy, unaweza fikiri ni mjinga, but there's some value he's getting from there. So everybody gets value in everything that they do. So who am I to tell people what to do? Yeah. If I find out for myself religion is bullshit, then it's just me and the people who listen to me. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not going to go to the top of the mountain and tell people, oh, you know what? I don't believe. So for me, these days, I do not want to have to believe in sector. Yeah. So now there's a new thing to do. Yeah.
Okay. We've seen, among some things that have been trending is the story of Betty and and Steve was Simple Boy, and I saw you comment on it. And yesterday we saw them on a date. What do you think about the whole story?
I mean, you know, someone like Betty 5 years ago, nobody had access to her. So dem ameishi kwa streets mpaka Steve amekutana naye. Steve either amerise ama Betty ameshuka to a point wao wamekutana. Even if it is for content. Yeah, that is pure bullshit. Yeah. Why would Betty meet Steve or Simple Boy? That's not an organic meeting. So it's just for content. And what kind of content is that? There's no good story that's going to come out of that. There's nothing trending. The only trending thing is that they met. Whatever they discuss, nothing. We'll never get to know because it's useless. We know. It's like when we saw you and your boyfriend. We used to know that he's too small for you. Yeah. So when you see Steve or Simple Boy and what's her name? But we know it's just a gimmick. Who has time for gimmicks? Isn't it, what do they call him? Kiki. Cloud. It's just cloud. And then what kind of cloud is it? Even size-wise. Betty ni mkubwa, aka kapiuni ni kadogo hivi. Alafu sasa mtaka sasa sisi tukae hapo chini tunaongea nini? I cannot talk about that rubbish. Yeah, it's total. I have no time for that. So now that's the content. So msema mimi nikae chini niongee. Mumeona Steve Simple Boy. Peony. I don't do that shit anymore.
Okay, so right now you're focusing on politicians. What about maybe the audience that you created that loved what you were doing? Does it mean they have to move on?
They have to grow up, yes. Yeah, if they don't grow up, then they'll be left behind. Yeah, because this is still me. This is just a new thing that I'm doing. Yeah, so you have to either mature with me to the next level, or we leave you behind. Alafu utakuwa unaongeleshwa na kina anaitwaje Sabato. What's that guy's name?
Sabato.
He's called Sabato. There's a guy.
Yeah, he's got that.
Sabato, right? Yeah, then Sabato now will sit on my chair. Yeah, I'm a big bad ogre. Yeah, now they'll give you the stories that you want. Yeah, so the people who are going to mature, because even when I left the rooftop, it was the same thing. Till today, I meet people, when are you going to give us those videos from the rooftop? They don't exist. Yeah, that was me then. All right, where were we?
We're talking about you not going back to doing the same content that you're doing. You've grown and your audience have to grow. They have to grow with me. Okay, does it mean all the YouTube channels we see under your name, they're not yours?
Oh, no, I'm not on YouTube.
You're not on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in fact, I'm going to sue YouTube because they were disingenuous. Because they told me that my content did not meet community guidelines. But other people...
But you said they didn't tell you.
I mean, that's the needed. Okay. Yes, that's what they gave me as an email. Yeah, so I got an email telling me all community guidelines, what you're talking about. But other people can put up my content.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah, so there are many other channels that are benefiting largely because people think those are my channels. And I cannot put my content there. So it means that there's a reason behind why they took me out. So I want to know what that reason is.
So you've thought about
because, I mean, these guys are taking my live videos, my 1.5, 2 hour videos.
Yeah, we've seen that with Babu.
Yeah, and they put it up. No censoring, no nothing. So YouTube had no problem with my content. See my point? Yeah, they had a problem with me. So I will have to sue. Yeah, I'm going to sue all these bitches here in Kenya. Kwanza hao wako hapa wana roho mbaya sana. Yeah. I'll sue them and close that office. Yes.
Is it something that you've thought about, or you just...
No, I've actually thought about it.
You've been seeing the content on YouTube?
I've been seeing it, yes, and it pains me to my ass on the internet. Yeah, because this is not their game. Their game was music. But what wameanza hapo kwa internet, lazima mu break up.
But we've seen people like Bahati and Diana have been together for a while now.
What kind of twisted, useless relationship is that one? Come on. Tell me somebody else. Yeah.
But they've been together for a while.
Oh, please. These are let's put it out. Maybe, you see, like Bahati's wife, Kabahane, his wife was a nobody before Bahati introduced her to us. We didn't know her. What has she done? No, honestly, what has she done? Can you remember any of her songs?
She was not an artist.
Exactly, but she has sung a few songs, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot remember those songs because she's not an artist, she's not a musician. What is she? Is she a content creator? No, we knew her because Kabahanye told us, this is my wife. Yeah, so, and all the drama that she does around him. Same thing with Ganothia's wife. She was not a content creator we knew. The only way we got to know her is through the talented Mr. Ganothia. So you get my point? Yeah, so there are a lot of people who we didn't know, including Trevor. So the only way we knew about Trevor was you. And if Trevor had any manners and remained behind the camera, then that partnership would never have collapsed. Yeah. So the relationships that are online, that have been made online, will have to get destroyed online. And we shall be there for all of it. We shall be watching with a droobin. Wame-unfollow. Oh, ukalake. Washa camera sasa. Ame-unfollow mwingine. Yeah. So that's the game. That's the game. But you've not said anything about my shirt. But you know, women are supposed to compliment, you know, men who are like. Why didn't you say anything about my shirt?
What about it?
I mean, you should have said something. I wore this for Sonko. I call him Bosco.
So what about it?
It's original. I bought it in Dubai. Very expensive. Yeah.
So I was supposed to compliment
At
you.
least you should have said something. What else? You can talk about my shoes. It's also very good shoes.
What is your shoe size?
Don't you want to know? Yeah. Tell them about it. Tell them. Tell the world. They may not be able to see it, but tell them. Bongela size 12 pale. I am not your regular Kikuyu. I think kuna Masai ilitembea kwa boma yetu. Kuna ndume Masai ilitembea. So yes. What else do you want to know from me?
I've gotten enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So my advice to you is, now that you're going into this direction, now you're free. You're free to chat your way. Okay? So make sure you get both sides of the story. That's how a real journalist gets the scoop. Always. At the beginning, you were very good. You used to run back and forth. Before, I think, tuanze kukaa ama tusponyo. You were very good. Unakimbia mbio tu kwa tunajua tunaenda kwa Eve kujua story pali iko. So don't allow these guys to pull you into this gossip shit and these useless stories that have no msingi. Find out the story and ask the real questions. Do not be afraid to ask the questions. Always go for the story. It doesn't matter who you're sitting with. Because we saw your trajectory. We saw it. We were like, this chick is the next big thing. And then somehow along the way, I don't know what happened. Even now you became a socialite. I was like, shit, we lost a good one there.